What's up guys, I'm DK Wrestler, and in today's video we're going to be talking about some banger figures announced by YouTooz. So let's get right to it. So even though primarily our channel is based around Funko Pop figures, we do like to dabble here and there to other different collectibles, which today we are talking about YouTooz. And within the last week, including today as I'm recording this video, YouTooz announced some banger waves of figures for two licensors that have never had YouTooz previously and will be getting their first wave very soon. So the first set of YouTooz I'm going to be talking about is My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia will be getting their first set of YouTooz figures, which consists of 5 different characters in the wave. So the first character we're going to be talking about that's getting their own YouTooz is Kasuke Bakugo, which this figure looks absolutely amazing. And one of the big reasons that I do like this figure compared to a lot of the figures is the fact that Kasuke Bakugo here doesn't have the traditional YouTooz like crescent moon slanted eyes. It actually has this cool just white background like you would actually see while watching My Hero Academia. And I mean, the detail of the strands of hair and his posing is really awesome. And I mean, with YouTooz compared to Funko Pops, the majority of them have mouths, so you get that kind of cool detail involved with those figures also. Also involved in this set is All Might, and this isn't too bad of a figure. It is a little bit of a simplistic pose compared to what you see with a lot of YouTooz figures, but I do like him holding his arm up like this and then his other arm to the side. It would have been a little bit cooler if maybe you even did a traditional All Might pose of like the arms kind of in muscle pose like that, but it's still cool that obviously All Might is a part of the set. But nonetheless, this figure also does not have the traditional YouTooz stylization of eyes. It does have the kind of eye stylization that you do see with All Might, so I do like that attention to detail. And of course, you gotta have the smile with All Might. Deku, aka Izuku Midoriya, he is the next figure we're gonna be talking about for YouTooz, and this one is also pretty decent. I mean, it's got almost the same posing as the All Might, but I wish there was a little bit more to this figure, like maybe we'll get some sort of energy base. This one does have the traditional YouTooz stylization of eyes, whereas the slant, the hair is pretty much on point to what Deku's hair is like. But the only minor gripe that I have with this figure, of course, is the fact that I wish there was more with it as terms to posing and maybe more of an energy base. Next up, we have my favorite character in My Hero Academia, that's Shoto Todoroki. This is alright. Once again, like I mentioned with Deku, I felt like there should have been more involved with Shoto Todoroki, like especially because he has the ice and fire quirks, that maybe the one side obviously he's holding some sort of flame, and then maybe you add some sort of base that involves the ice. I don't exactly know, but him just kind of standing there with his one hand sticking out, and then obviously with this one, he does have the YouTooz stylization of eyes. I don't know, there's just something that they could have done more, but if I were to actually buy a figure besides the Bakugo like I mentioned, I mean this would be one of them, because Todoroki is one of my favorite characters in My Hero Academia. The next figure we're going to be looking at is Ochako, and this one looks really cool, and especially the YouTooz stylization of eyes actually works very well with a character like Ochako because of the posing that she has. And I believe when she does her quirk and does that posing, her eyes are already closed, so with the stylization of YouTooz eyes, they always look like they're closed. I like the way that her hair is, and I don't think you really needed to do much, except maybe they could have done some sort of posing where her legs are crossed also, because I believe she is in more of a crisscross applesauce form. But this is still a cool looking figure, and the entire wave is pretty cool so far. I hope that maybe in the near future they make like a hero killer stain in YouTooz form, because if they do, I would definitely buy that YouTooz figure. And in case you were wondering when these exactly released, they release on May 23rd at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which actually, that is when this video would actually be released, but this video would be released 1 hour before the drop. So if you are watching this video at exactly 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and you want to get these My Hero Academia YouTooz, definitely head over to YouTooz.com to get your My Hero Academia figures before they possibly sell out fast. And now the other YouTooz figures we're going to be talking about, the ones that got announced today as I'm recording this video, is a set of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTooz figures, which I mean, if you're a regular viewer of this channel and watch the majority of our Funko content, you know that I'm trying to get the complete set of Yu-Gi-Oh! Funko Pop since it is my favorite anime of all time. So who knows, will Yu-Gi-Oh! Be the first set of YouTooz that I try to also have a complete set for? That is to be determined, but I'm highly considering it. So the first figure that was announced was, of course, Yami Yugi, and this is an excellent looking figure. I love the detail of the stranding of hair, of course, and the thing that I also love about these Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTooz is that none of the figures have the YouTooz stylization for eyes. Not saying that I hated the eyes, but I do like when they change it up a bit once in a blue moon, and I mean, you don't have the YouTooz eyes for any of the Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTooz, and I love the posing and how his jacket is pretty much almost flying up, and of course he is holding a card in his hand, which does look like in the photo I'm looking at, it is Dark Magician. Of course, that is Yugi's like #1 favorite duel monster that he always uses in pretty much all of the episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! And obviously he's got the duel disc in his hand, and of course the Millennium Puzzle that he's holding around his neck. Really awesome, and yeah, this is an excellent looking figure. Next up we have ourselves Dark Magician Girl, which looks really cool. I mean, she's in a sitting pose, and I believe what she's sitting on is like a circle that is that hieroglyphics logo that you can actually see on the box for the Dark Magician Girl YouTooz. And I mean, the blue and the pinks just stand out very well. She's got a very happy facial expression, her hair is sticking out very nicely, and she's holding her tiny staff, which looks pretty sweet. A really cool looking figure. Next up we have Blue Eyes White Dragon, which looks absolutely excellent. I love the razor sharp teeth. I'm really digging the shading of blue that they have here because it's kind of like the lighter blue but darker blue, so more of a royal blue at the same time. So it's pretty cool, the detail of the whole body sculpt, the wings, and especially the posing in the hands, which looks really awesome. Yeah, I feel like the more that I look at these YouTube figures, I might want to order the entire set, not gonna lie. And next up is my favorite duel monster of all time. That is, of course, Dark Magician. I mean, that's a little bit cliche to say, considering I feel like a lot of people's favorite duel monster is Dark Magician, but the YouTooz here looks absolutely cool. I mean, you got the blue hair, you got that 2 shadings of purple for his outfit, the 3 shadings of green for his staff, and it's in a much different posing than you would have seen with the Dark Magician Girl, and of course it's the same platform with the kind of hieroglyphic background as you've seen with the Dark Magician Girl base also, and you've seen it on the box. So this is really cool. I think if I were to get one, of course it would be Dark Magician, but like I mentioned, as I keep looking at these, I may want all of them. And next up we have ourselves Seto Kaiba, one of the main antagonists during like the first couple of seasons, but he becomes more of a good guy as you watch throughout the series. And his posing is a little bit simplistic compared to a lot of the YouTooz in this set, but it's really all you need for Seto. I mean, he's in a simplistic standing pose, he's got his hand sticking out holding a card, his trench coat is kind of swerving up in the wind there, and then his hairstyle looks pretty sweet also, with the way his eyes are, and with a very mellow facial expression. And of course he's got the dual disc with 3 cards in his hand, which I'm gonna assume it's 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, because of course you know that in the very first episode he is making Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. But the thing that's really cool about this YouTooz set is that there's actually going to be 1 in 6 chase figures. And the chase figures will apply to Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Magician Girl, and Dark Magician, which are all ghost rare chases, which they don't seem too bad. I wish they would have done maybe a different color switch with them, especially with Dark Magician, because you do see the evil Dark Magician in the later seasons. So if they would have done like a red and gold or red and gray switch with the Dark Magician, I think that would have been cool because it's kind of a different duel monster. But having this one color switch where it kind of looks almost like a prototype is a cool idea, especially when you still have the stylization and the detail of what their faces look like with a couple of different details, especially with Dark Magician Girl where she has that star in the middle of her chest. So I think that's pretty decent. And for me though, I feel if I'm getting the entire set, but let's say I end up getting the chases, then I'm gonna have to hunt for the commons again. So I'm not really like all for getting the chases, but it would be really cool to pull. So maybe if you guys are interested, I should buy the entire set of Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTooz and seeing if any of those 3 figures end up being the chases, which these do release if you guys wanted to know, on Tuesday, May 30th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's actually one day after my birthday, so who knows, maybe a birthday present for myself. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video of me talking about the brand new YouTooz figures that are just absolutely fire, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.